Hey, welcome back to the channel, you guys. Happy New Year to everybody. Today we got something a little different on the channel. I came across a deal at work that I really couldn't pass up. It's not something I was looking for, not anything I had on my radar. I didn't even necessarily really want one of these, but there is something I do want that I am willing to work towards to get a certain vehicle, and I believe this one can get me there. So we'll go into it. I'll show you guys what it is, kind of give you the backstory behind how I got it, plans, and then we're gonna clean this thing up, try to get it running, and kind of go from there. All right, so what we have here is a 2003 regular cab short bed Silverado. So this has been a Florida truck its whole life. It currently does not run, but it's definitely got some potential. It's been sitting, as you can tell. I don't understand that. It's got the fancy Pawpaw toolbox back there. This is the original transmission from my Impala. This is the one that we will be rebuilding. So I gave it to a guy that I work with. He's in school to be a mechanic, and he wanted to rebuild it, and he hadn't started yet. So I was like, hey, let me get it so I can rebuild it, and then I'll give you the one that I take out. So this was the transmission I originally took out, the SS. So pretty clean truck. I guess the bed liner's all rubbed off. So, and it looks like it's lived outside its whole life in a marsh. I mean, brand new tires. It's still got the white marks in them. These are what, Firestones? Yeah, these are, let's see, what's the date code on these? 2022. So got tires put on it in 2022. What about these? Same thing? These 2022, yeah. So I mean, the tires have got, a ton of tread, brand new tires. So I might take these wheels and tires off and put them on my wife's Tahoe. But she's not perfect. She's got some scratches here. This can probably pop out, buff out. You know, this is on there. You can definitely tell this was old man owned. And there's another reason why. It's got some aftermarket tail lights on there, which I'm not mad at. Mad at that. The rest of the body's pretty straight. I think that's the only damage. And of course, the cat eye sag. Headlights are a little dirty. This thing needs to go. It is a V6 work truck, so what that means is it's got the rubber floor mats and manual windows. So the old fella was a fan of McDonald's, clearly. Oh, we got all originals. Oh, look at that. Comes with a book. He was a smoker. Yeah, this has definitely been smoked in. Dash is cooked. Probably from the sun. Headliner's cooked. Probably from the sun. Window rolls down. Let's pop the hood. All right. So we got completed. Brand new battery. January 11/25. Brand new battery. Ironically enough, my wife's battery just gave out, and I took the battery that was in the Impala and I put it in her car. And then look, we got another one. We got a V6 in here, nothing too fancy. These made all of 47 horsepower, but they were really reliable engines. So the story behind this was, truck sat for a very long time. The guy drove it every once in a while. The last time he drove it, it stalled on him, and he towed it in. It was diagnosed as a locked up engine. Now, which, you know, based on the look of the truck, looks like it's been around the block a few times, right? You would think so, but I don't think the engine's locked up. These 4.3s and the 96 to 99 Vortec engines shared a common affliction, which is the multi-port fuel injection spider injectors, and they are known to go bad. They're known to leak and cause engines to lock up and stuff like that. Possibly because this truck sat for so long, and I can when I first pulled it up on the trailer, I could smell the gas. The gas didn't smell very good in it. My thought is that the injectors leaked into the cylinder and caused the engine to hydrolock, because just when I first went and looked at it, I was able to turn the engine just a bit, and then it stopped at a point, and then I could turn it back the other way, and it stopped at a point. So it's not completely locked up unless there's a rod in there twisted or something, but it does turn. It just doesn't do a full 360. And the other reason why I don't believe it's actually locked up, the oil's super clean, but this is the other reason. Yeah, you're seeing that right. I don't know if you can see it, but this truck has 60,919 miles on it. That is not YouTube trickery. That is not, there it is. 60,919 miles on this truck. 60,000 miles on this thing. So the plan for this truck, today, we're gonna clean it out, get all the crap from inside. We're going to clean out the interior as good as we can. I'm probably gonna leave it on the trailer for now because I'm gonna clean it all up, and then we're gonna drive it through one of those drive-through car washes where you can wash it yourself. We're gonna wash it down, get all that moss from the other side off of it, try to give it a little lipstick on a pig here, and just kind of clean up as much as we can to see if the engine is hydro locked. The first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna pull the spark plugs out, and then I'm gonna try to turn the engine over again. If I pull the spark plugs and the engine turns over and it does a full revolution, then we know it was hydro locked. It should be shooting some fuel out of the spark plug holes, and then we'll be in excellent shape. That would be the best case scenario, is that this thing is just hydro locked and there's some fuel sitting in one of those combustion chambers and it's stopping the piston from going to the top. Now, hopefully when the old guy was driving it, that didn't happen, and then it caused it to bend a rod or something like that, because that's normally what happens. You get the fluid fills up the cylinder. When the piston comes to the top, that fluid can't be compressed, and it'll, that shock will bend a rod or destroy a bearing, or I've even seen it snap a crank. But because this one does roll over smoothly just until a certain point, I don't think that's happened. But again, we're just speculating. We won't know till we dig into it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get the boys out here. I'm gonna have them help me, have them grab a trash bag. I'll have them start cleaning it out. I'll jump under the hood and I'll start pulling the spark plugs. And again, this is not something I was looking for. This is not necessarily something that I wanted. But who doesn't want a freaking regular cab short bed truck? Now, ideally, I would love an OBS. Those are my favorite GM trucks. I had an 03 Silverado. If you go back to when I first started on YouTube, I had an Arrival Blue extended cab short bed. I ended up lowering it. I had SS wheels on it. I put a sunroof in it, and that was the truck I ended up selling to buy my Sierra because I couldn't tow with it. This truck can go. It is not something that I'm married to. Again, it's not even something I really wanted. I'll tell you what I do want. 96 through 99 OBS 2-door Tahoe 2-wheel drive. I don't care the color. I don't care the color of the interior. I don't even care if it runs. I don't care if it's a shell. That is what I want. Rust-free, clean, 96 through 99 2-door Tahoe. If you go back probably 2-3 years ago, the day I bought my Sierra, I bought a white 95 2-door Tahoe, and I made a couple videos on it. That was a 4-wheel drive, and I ended up selling that truck because again, I did want a 2-door Tahoe, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted. So guy made me an offer. I said, go ahead and take it. I'll get another one. But I honestly believe this truck can get us that 2-door Tahoe. That is one of two bucket list vehicles that I want to get. 2-door Tahoe, 64 Impala. But right now, in the current space that I'm in, 2-door Tahoe will work just fine. Now, it's not to say I fix this thing up, get it running, fall in love with it, and keep it. But again, you guys watching at home, if you know of one, 96 through 99 2-door Tahoe, 2-wheel drive, not 4-wheel drive lowered. I want a true 2-wheel drive 5-lug. It's the same bolt pattern as the Impalas. Shoot me an email, comment on the video, and maybe we can do some business. I don't care where it is, honestly. If it's exactly what I want and the deal is right, you've seen my videos, I've driven to California. So I don't care where it is, as long as the deal makes sense. Baldacci, the hit. Will Robbie must bring in a rogue agent. dead or alive.
You like it?
No. Oh, here's a receipt, I think, for the tires. Yep. So 5/25/2022. It had 4 tires put on. The mileage was 60,441. So these tires literally have a little less than 500 miles on them, because right now it says 60,919. We got brand new tires. That alone. Oh shoot! And looks like you did brakes. Rear brakes were done. Front brakes were done. Rear shocks, and it had an alignment. The guy put $22,542.54 into it. My goodness. It's an invoice from Firestone, so it's Firestone tires, so that makes sense. So yeah, no, that's awesome. So tires have less than 500 miles. It had an oil change at 60,441. Front and rear brakes and rear shocks. I mean, guys, that is awesome. What else? First things first, let's get these spark plugs out. Oh, I should, baby, do me a favor. Go in Bluey in the back seat and bring me my flashlight.
Yes, sir. Bluey unlocked?
It's unlocked. Oh, I think this comes off and we can move it out the way a little bit. So let's see. I believe the distributor cap on these is labeled. So yeah, 3, 1, 5. Okay, so yeah, it's labeled because this is 135, 246. So cool. So not too stressed about labeling them. I can just follow the wires back and zip lines everywhere here. But yeah, the gas doesn't smell too good under here. All right, let me fight with these wires and I'll pick this back up here in a second. Okay, I got all the spark plugs out, and I think my initial diagnosis was right, because as soon as I pulled out that rear plug, look at all that gas that came out. Guys, I think this thing was just hydro-locked. I think we got a leaking spider injector that filled that cylinder with fuel, and it just locked that cylinder up. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the coil. I'm going to unplug the pull the fuse for the fuel pump. I'm going to go ahead and turn this thing over. If this thing spins, because I remember when I tried to start it before, it would just go and it would stop at a certain point, but it wouldn't go any further. So if it spins over freely, like continues to spin, I think we got a running 60,000 mile 03 regular cab short bed Silverado. And if I tell you, if I told you guys what I got this for, you'd hate me. You'd hate me. All right, I got the boy in there. He's gonna hop in. And, yep, go ahead and turn the key. See what happens. Keep going. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Keep going. Look at that. Okay, so I think we got that cylinder pretty much flushed. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put the plugs back in, which they look brand new. We're going to hook everything back up, and then we're going to try to fire this thing up. All right, so we got everything back together. All the plugs are in, all the wires are in. We got the air box back on. The only thing I am going to leave off is the fuel pump relay. I'm gonna leave that out for now. I'm gonna try to start it. Maybe any residual gas in there it may run off of. All right, so I'm gonna have Junior fired up. like I said, fuel pump relay is not in, so we just want to see if it's gonna run off any residual fuel that's left in there. Ooh, okay, hold on. Yep, sounds like it was getting ready. So let's put the fuel pump relay back in. All right, go ahead. Keep going, keep going. Okay. Did I plug the? I did. This gas smells terrible. Almost certain that's the issue. Okay, all right. I'm gonna have to mess with it a little bit. Let's see. So that was unsuccessful. Once I plugged the fuel pump back in, it started doing the same thing where it would get stuck. So I'm pretty much certain that spider injector is just wide open and it's just dumping fuel. So unfortunately, hydro locked it again. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and price out and try to find some spider injectors for this thing, because I'm almost certain if we can get some spider injectors, this truck will run. So it's like the beginning of January. I probably won't release this video until I get it running and do the whole trip, so it could be all one full thing. So we'll jump back on this project once I get some injectors for it.